Welcome to the Premier Heating and Air Show, presented and powered by American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. They are the best. That is Tom. That is Reed. I am DMAC, and we have a digital component to this where you can actually see the show for those that are listening. We appreciate you listening. So I welcome in Reed from Premier Heating and Air. Hello, Reed. How are you, my friend?
Hey, I'm doing good. How you doing?
We got a lot to talk about today. And Tom, my man, I got all your equipment, Tom. I got all your equipment, right?
I could think of nothing better to be in your house, D-Mac, than my equipment.
Well, let me tell you, we've been doing this show for now like a month or so. Mm-hmm. And I, as it turned out, Reed needed everything. Is that a fair assumption?
Yep. You needed a full makeover.
All right. Now, again, we understand that a lot of people are listening, but there is a digital aspect. So I'll try to describe this. But I have a video. You ready for this, Tom? Reed's already seen it. But I have a video of my previous air conditioning system. Now, let me back up a second and explain. We went from a big house, 4,000 square foot house, to 1,800 foot brownstone townhouse. Okay? Love it. Absolutely love everything about it. We did buy it when it was a little cooler out, okay? So we were told by the inspector we couldn't turn on the air conditioning because of the temperature. I don't know, Reed. There was some sort of rigmarole about this, that, the other thing. Okay, fine. And we're just not HVAC experts, me or my wife, and we trust our inspector to give us the skinny. I'm right on all this so far, Reed, aren't I? I hope.
Yep.
Okay. All right. However, that being said, how exactly did the inspector miss this? That went kind of fast. Tom's laughing. I'm going to play here. I got this like this. One more. You know what I'm saying? The thing is about to take. It's like. And you know what? It's missing a blade. That was my air. Okay, I think I played it enough there.
Yeah.
What's your reaction to that, Tom?
I think it was ready to maybe levitate or tip over. One of the two.
I don't see what the problem was.
You don't see what the problem was. Oh my God.
Are you sure you didn't grab that off of World's Funniest Home Videos, D-Mac, and just import that? Come on now. That couldn't be real.
This is going to go viral, D-Mac.
I mean, it's like anybody can see that's not right. Now, for the record, can I just, because I'm looking like an idiot here. I was not here. Boy, I'm throwing my wife under the bus. I was not here when the inspection happened, okay? I think I would have noticed this. I mean, the thing's literally about to take off. Okay, so we start there, right? But then we go in, and Reed, I'll have you explain the entire report for my house, and then we'll talk about how to fix it for things to look out for. But we go in, and we find out the system's 18 years old, and maybe, Reed, you can pick it up from there because you saw and wrote up the report or were part of the report, and you would know better than I. So why don't you talk about, seriously, what an 18-year-old system and an air conditioner look like that? Why don't you talk about what exactly I was facing?
Well, that's one of the first things we kind of look for is if there's anything kind of obvious, like, loud noises or, any signs of kind of wear and tear. I mean, that one, is missing a fan blade. So, as soon as you turn it on, you definitely notice that there's an issue there. And our technician, Bryce, went out there and, same thing we do for everybody. Went through a thorough inspection of everything. We found a couple issues inside too. I think there was, like a garden hose or something hooked up to the drain in there. So not quite that bad, but there was a few issues going on. So
How bad? All right, give it to me straight. How bad was it?
That's one of the worst ones I've seen. I've seen a lot, DMAC.
Oh my God, that is
DMAC, you're like at the top of the rung. I mean,
I know.
You're one of the worst he's ever seen in 15
I know.
years.
I know.
How's that feel? Pretty good?
No. and like, listen, I again, I love my wife. I love my wife. She was so great. And I love my realtor. I love everybody. I'm not so sure how I feel about the guy who did the inspection, because this is a fix that the person selling the home should have taken care of, or we should have got a significant discount in the purchase of the home so we could fix it ourselves, right? I mean, one way or the other. I mean, this is major.
Exactly.
And through the past month, where it's been pretty rough weather-wise, it's been fans and windows, and it has been tough. Last night was the first night, guys, we slept comfortably. So to just understand, there's a blade missing off your fan, which, like, how does that happen in the first place? Okay, weirdo. And then the entire system, everything, the technology, the whole system, it just needed to be replaced. It had worn out. It was too old. But like we've talked about, Reed, and maybe you can go in deeper on this, how long should a new system last? The life of the home? 18, 20 years? What's the expected life of a new system like I just got?
Yeah. So, when you go with high quality equipment like American Standard, and you go with a company like us that's going to install it correctly, we're expecting about 15 or 20 years, on the higher end of that. So, and it goes back to when we talk about maintenance, and the better you take care of it, the longer it's going to last.
Yeah, I do wonder, the previous homeowner, how long she had realized there was a blade missing off of her fan. I mean, I seriously doubt that, like, oh, whoops. So, but that's the home buying process of what, you should reveal and what you shouldn't reveal and all that. But am I supposed to even look for that, Tom? I guess, I guess, actually, you know what? Buyer beware, right, Tom? Buyer beware.
Buyer beware. But here's the one thing that I'd make sure that you press on Reed with. I want to know how many love letters you're going to get from your neighbors now.
Oh my God!
You have your new system. There should be. We should probably run some kind of a parlay here and come up with an over under on how many love letters DMAC and his wife are going to get over their new system.
Oh my God, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I see that your bloodshot eyes are gone.
Dude, I would be sitting and just sweating. I'm just sitting in my house sweating. Sweating. So sleep was hard. The comfort level was like zero. We were getting under each other's skin, who I love my wife very much. This wasn't an emergency health situation that I know you have dealt with, Reed, but it was a annoyance of epic degree. Now, let me talk about Premier a little bit, okay? So first of all, you did have, Bryce came out right away, got an estimate, had a game plan. We were dealing with, warranties and inspections, and because we just bought the house. So there is a little rigmarole that we're dealing with that maybe most people wouldn't have to deal with, Reed, but we are dealing with it, and we're figuring that all out behind the scenes. But once we were put into a call of action, Reed, maybe you can pick it up from there. What happens from that point? And in my case, what did you guys have happen for me?
Yeah. So, we put together a couple different options. I mean, I recommended, we have our most popular system, which, is we sell a bunch of those. People love it. And, I spoke with your wife, Kim. We kind of went through a couple different things. And, as soon as you guys kind of decided to move forward, we were out there, the very next day?
Next day.
Yep.
Next day. Two guys. Oh, I'm forgetting their names. Gosh darn it. That is terrible. That on me.
Pedro?
Yes, Pedro was one, and another guy. And it was, listen, man, God bless these guys doing the work. It's more, and it was hot yesterday. And they were so great, so professional, organized, more than 8 hours of working under, and they had a smile on their face. They were gracious. They let me tell you this. They were very aware. We've got a couple of cats, and we've got a home. And so it was important that everything was just, done the right way. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't any garbage left around. They were very polite and considerate of our house. They were very communicative with us because it was kind of an in and out sort of thing. It was like I was dealing with them a little bit. My son, who's living with us, was dealing with them. My wife came home from work while I had to go. You know what I'm saying? They were here all day, and they were very conscious of our home, our property, and that meant a lot, Reed.
Well, and also, D-Mac, the people, the different consumers that I've sent Premier's way, the treatment, with all the respect in the world, the treatment that you received from Reed and his team was really about that. That's standard practice. That's the way they deal with everybody. I've sent them a few friends of mine, and they've just raved about the service that they received. And it was really a pattern of exactly what you went through. Gave you a few options, talked with you about your comfort, talked to you about your wants, needs, and desires, and then offered the best possible system that works best in your home.
All right, Reed. So what am I rocking in my home? What do I got going on in here?
So you have the high efficient furnace and AC, 98% efficient furnace, and a 2-stage variable speed, and a 2-stage outdoor unit. So you got, that system is really perfect for our climate, because what you had in there before, and that's pretty common. What we see is, it just runs on like one speed. It's 0 or 100% all the time. And what we found with this new technology is that, it's really going to kind of keep things even. And, a lot of times it's pretty mild in Colorado, but we do get those big temperature swings, where it goes really hot, really cold. And this is kind of the ideal system. It's going to keep you comfortable. It's going to save you a lot of money on your utilities. And that's why that system is so popular. We do so many of those. And
Nest thermostat.
Nest, yep.
As part of it too, which we're used to. And you introduced that to me actually years ago. So again, because of the connection with my internet and everything, we can control it wherever we are. And it's funny because when we moved into the house, it didn't have it. I was like, oh gosh, I'm going to miss that. That was kind of cool, right? That we had. And we would, if it was wintertime and we were leaving, we'd turn things down. But when we were coming home, we could just remotely turn things on. So we'd walk into a comfortable home. Same thing in the summertime, the other way, right? Like you don't have to have the air conditioning going if you're not going to be there. And you can set all that. You can do all that digitally through your Wi-Fi. And maybe that's kind of standard practice, but they didn't have that. And it was like, gosh, darn it. I felt like I was going back into the dark ages, Tom, without that kind of technology. So to have it back, listen, man, it was an expense that I wasn't necessarily expecting because, Tom, nobody made us aware. I mean, again, that's another issue. It's got nothing to do with you guys, obviously. And it is funny, though, because, Reed, you guys did come out to my home to make sure everything was right for the people we sold our home to, right?
Yep.
Yeah, somehow all that stuff was fine.
Yeah.
The stuff that I'd purchased from Premier for the past decade, somehow that withstood the test of time.
So those new folks got the Nest thermostat, D-Mac.
Yeah.
And the new Mac Daddy air conditioner. And
we actually looked into if we could take it with us because we weren't all that fond of the people that bought our home, in all honesty. So we were like, well, and then our realtor was like, no, you can't really take the Nest with you. And we're kind of like, it just screws off. It could be easy. We just take it. Yeah. Like, no, there's a presumption that the HVAC stuff is going to stay. You're not going to take that with you. So that is a true story. So, but I listen, we're sleeping great. The house is comfortable. And it happened in a day. It was a long day, Reed. Is that pretty typical for an install? I mean, this was a major install in my home, right?
Yeah. we replaced everything, and we did a lot of upgrades too. I think we did the UV treatment, electronic air cleaners. So we did everything. But yeah, majority of the time we're still in and out in a day.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it was. Tom, speak on the equipment and the degree that things have evolved over the years and what we're looking at now compared to even maybe 5 years ago.
Well, first and foremost, American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is listed number one in Consumer Reports yet again. This time right now, most recently, is for heat pumps. But we've been listed number one in Consumer Reports for, 18, 19 years, which is a real feather in our cap. That's not something that every manufacturer can tout. But what's changed over the years? My gosh, I've been doing this for over 35 years, and we used to sell predominantly, DMAC, what Reed was talking about, that was in your home, which is essentially the furnace was either on or it was off. The air conditioner was on or was off. It was really like a light switch. On or off. And you think about your car, you don't run your car that way. You're not going 100 miles an hour versus 0. And so when we came out with the new technology of 2-stage on the furnace, which means it comes on at a low speed, and most of the time in Colorado, we can satisfy the thermostat on that low speed. But then on the really cold days, then we kick it up into 100%. Well, the same thing goes on the air conditioning side now. Over the last probably 4 or 5 years, 6 years. Now the air conditioner comes on that low speed, and on those days in April or May, early May, that it's 80 degrees outside, we can satisfy that thermostat and satisfy your comfort on first stage. But you get into June and July when yesterday was 100 degrees.
Right.
We need that. We need the full speed, and you've got that in your back pocket. It's almost like having an overdrive in your car.
All right, Reed, how about you on the technology? What are the biggest differences you've seen the past few years?
I mean, a lot of it is kind of what Tom talked about. There's some other things that have come out more recently where they're making more advancements in, energy efficiency and comfort. They're upgrading to like a variable speed, even on the outdoor unit. And we do kind of a variety of everything. But yeah, majority of people now, they really like the 2-stage technology. Like Tom said, I mean, you're using like about half the amount of energy that you would before, majority of the time. So, that's a pretty big advancement there. And, the big thing is with the comfort. And what I've really seen, just, you brought up Nest and all of the thermostat controls. We didn't have that when we first started. So, it was, you kind of press the button up and down and,
Sure.
So now you control it from your phone. I think we even put a sensor in your room, right? So you can control the temperature in your room. Yeah.
What uniquely? I didn't know. Thank you. So it can be unique in my room compared to the rest of the home?
Yep.
Well, that makes me happy. That'll make the wife happy. That'll make everybody happy. Make the cat. No wonder the cats are hanging out more with us today in the room. That makes more sense.
Well, and DMAC, the whole, like you were talking about, the whole remote access to your thermostat. I mean, when that technology first came out, there were a lot of people who would say, "Oh, I don't need something like that. I can remember to turn my thermostat down when I leave in the winter, and I can remember to turn it up when we." You know what? We're in a technology world today, and there are people that are doing that on a regular basis. I mean, you take off, you're heading out of town, you got your bags, you're trying to get going, you're trying to get to your plane, trying to make sure that you get a parking space. And those are some of the things that we forget. And now you and your wife don't have to do that. You guys can head off to the airport while you're driving. She can adjust the temperature.
Yep. And what you can do too on a more day-to-day basis, obviously, is just what's your day like? And that it takes like 5 seconds. It's nothing. It's like, oh, this temperature here, this temperature there. And you set it and it's just set. It just runs. So yeah, whether we're on vacation, we're here, we're there, it doesn't matter. You could forget it, no big deal. You can correct it easily. So it really was weird to not have it. after having it for quite a while. I guess the spoiled brat got used to it. But again, for me, and the reason why this is so significant, and you should reach out to Premier at 720-547-8009. That's 720-547-8009 or premieraircolorado.com. Is I would ask you, as we'd ask ourselves, how serious are you about being in the home that you're in? And if the answer is very serious, then this investment, Reed, is a drop in the bucket. It's nothing over the lifespan of how much time you're actually going to spend in your home. And it did make it tricky for us, Reed. I'm not going to lie, when we knew we were going to sell our home. But by that time, Reed, we had already done everything. Everything had already been in. And that made a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You had to say goodbye to the good system.
Yeah, goodbye to the good system and welcome back. That's what I'd say. Welcome back. All right, you got some specials going on because don't I have a Traeger grill coming my way or something? Or a Solo stove? Isn't there something
you got to
going
decide
on?
which one. Do you?
Well, what is a? You know what? I know what a Traeger grill is. What's a Solo stove? What? I guess I don't know what a Solo stove is.
So it's one of those little like stainless steel kind of. It's like a smokeless fire pit. So you can take it camping. You can use it at your house. You can do whatever you want with it. So that's one thing we're doing. And then like on your system, it's a little bit of an upgrade. And yeah, you can get the Traeger grill as a promotion that we're running right now.
Well, get me the Traeger grill.
Well,
that sounds unbelievable.
You got to ask Kim. She shot it down.
I know Kim shot it down, but Kim was very like short-sighted. Like, I can have a Traeger grill and do other things with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen,
you can invite Tom and Reed over for dinner.
Exactly. If I got a tray, listen, I love my. Have I mentioned I love my wife in this? Reed,
yes.
get me the Traeger grill, okay? I'll make it work. Trust me. Never mind. I know what she was thinking, but I get the Traeger. You can put it places, Reed. You know what I'm saying? It's flexible. It's got wheels on it, right? The good old Traeger.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But
trust me.
It's something that you need. You needed your AC, but you're also getting something that you want.
And this this isn't a special just for me, Reed, right? Maybe you can speak on what you have for anybody that's doing this.
Yeah. So, our best promotion that we're doing right now is it's a free furnace. So basically it's, $3,000 off, or you can do the 0% 60 months financing. And, depending on which system you go with, either that stove or the Traeger grill. So yeah, those are the promotions we're doing, kind of this month. We're getting close to the end of the month. So, if you're thinking about getting a new system, I would definitely recommend, giving us a call.
Yeah, why not? Likely you need this stuff anyways, whatever you got going on. Tom, are you losing the lights there? What's happening?
Can't afford to pay the bills.
What the hell's going on over there at American Standard? You got to figure things out. It's a great promotion, Tom. And maybe you can speak to the relationship you've had with Premier over the years.
Oh, gosh. Reed and I have had a fantastic relationship over, I think it's about 13 years or so. They started out with a different brand and we were able to win their business over just because the brand that they were dealing with just A, couldn't keep up with them, and B, was not near the support that they needed as a contractor. And luckily we've been able to step in and fulfill those needs. And during COVID, it was nip and tuck because we had some shortages, but our relationship is amazing. They are a perfect partner for us. Mm-hmm. They're here at our shop every morning with their load of vans. They've got numerous crews and numerous vans, and they're all backed up, ready to go. And they've got a great relationship with our team as well. Everybody knows each other on a personal basis, first name basis, and they break bread together and they just have a great time every morning, and they yuck it up and get everybody loaded out, and then all the Premier guys are off to take care of all the new Premier customers. Fantastic deal.
Let's keep it honest, Reed. The temperatures have been absolutely brutal. How's business these days? What's going on?
Yeah, it's busy. We're used to it though. We stay pretty busy, kind of year round, but this time of year, it's definitely goes to a whole nother level. But a big thing that we do is it's all about the customers are always number one for us.
Correct.
But we want to make sure our employees are kind of taken care of, just try to keep people positive. It's busy, but, we just kind of keep moving forward. And, like Tom said, we have a great relationship with them. It definitely helps when we're working, we have that, to kind of service to kind of back us up. And, the fact that they're rated number one, that's always a good thing. It makes it easier for us to, convey that value to the customer. But yeah, it all comes down to the people, our employees and our customers and the relationships that we have.
The phone number again is 720-547-8009. That's 720-547-8009. PremierAirColorado.com. And a reminder, Premier is an independent American standard heating and AC dealer. So it works great together. The guys are awesome. You don't get a stronger endorsement from me. I just did it. I literally just did it. There's no phony baloney stuff here, right, Reed? I mean, this literally just happened.
Exactly. And now we need a video of the new AC because I'm sure it's
gosh darn it. I could have
a little quieter.
Yeah, of course. It's beautiful. I went over and I petted it earlier today. I was like, thank you. I call it Dolly. It's a I don't know why Dolly. It's just sweet. It's like a dolly. It looked like a dolly to me. I said, hello, Dolly. Gave a nice little, way to go. You did a good job last night. So, no. It's, I kind of laughed because I love doing this show with you guys. And, my relationship with Premier, Tom, FYI, goes back more than 12 years. I mean, it goes way back, even maybe deeper than that. Maybe I actually forget, maybe 13, 14 years, something like that, Reed, right? Like we've known each other for such a long time. So to kind of live life now in two different homes with Premier, two different homes where the technology has vastly changed over the more than a decade. So it's really, really cool to establish a relationship with people that you can trust. And I don't know about my home inspector, but the people that I can trust, clearly I'm talking to right now. And yeah, it was a great night of sleep. The house feels fantastic right now. And I guarantee you my podcast is I had to open the windows where I have my studio. I guarantee you my neighbors could hear me screaming, doing this type of stuff all the time. So I think it's better literally for everybody that everything is a little bit more self-contained, fellas. And, when it gets nice, later we'll open windows for the cool evening air. Not now, because now sucks because it's just too hot inside of the house. So forget that. If I want to go on a walk, I can go outside, that sort of thing. But when I want to rest and relax, I want a comfortable home, and I can do that with Premier. So I want to thank you guys, man. You guys are the absolute best.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. And you know what we have to do is we have to salute. If Dolly is my new, what is my old, like Beatrice? Something like that. Beatrice the Beast. There it is.
That's like the Karen of air conditioners.
There's somebody on this plane. All right, boys. Fun episode as always. Reach out to Premier Heating and Air, 720-547-8009. PremierAirColorado.com. We'll talk to you guys next week, okay?
Right. See you
next week, man.
Yeah, bye.